Today, I'm going to be showing you my Nintendo Switch game collection. We got a bunch of them, so let's get going. First one up is Clubhouse Games Worldwide Classics. 51 games in one. And this is made by Nintendo, and it is an awesome game. It has your classic board games, very nice graphics, just everything is clean, great presentation. I can't say enough about this game. It is so good just to sit around and play with a buddy, and yeah, it's just awesome. Next one up is Mortal Kombat 11. This was fun to play. The graphics aren't as great compared to obviously the PS4 or Xbox or whatever, but to have Mortal Kombat on the Switch, yeah, it's decent. I liked it. And here we've got Disney Classic Games Aladdin and The Lion King. And this version has the Sega Genesis version of Aladdin, which is lower quality compared to the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin because it was just made differently. The Lion King, I never really played The Lion King growing up as a kid, but it was definitely fun to play regardless. But yeah, I'd much rather have the Super Nintendo Aladdin. Next up, we've got Yoshi's Crafted World. This is a simple but very fun game to play. A lot of great graphics. It really does look like you are playing like a diorama made out of cardboard. It's a really cute, fun game. You just sit back and kind of mindlessly play this game. Next, we've got Hasbro Game Night for Nintendo Switch, Monopoly, Risk, and Trivial Pursuit. Both of these games, Risk it's okay to play. I'd much rather actually play the real board game because this version on a video game it kind of sucks. The best one on here is Monopoly, obviously. You take a look, you kind of get a gist of what I'm talking about here. Trivial Pursuit, I mean, I played that once or twice when the power was out with my youngest brother, and it was okay. But Monopoly was the best. Risk, I don't know, it looks like you're looking at Google Maps, so it kind of sucked. I can't say enough about this game, how great it really is. Trials Rising, just the ragdoll effect as you just scroll across the screen. It's like a side-scrolling dirt bike thing, and you just have to go over a bunch of obstacles. And yeah, you could race against people if you want. But there is just so many great tracks on this. The music's cool. There is one track on here in particular. I forget what it's really called. It's like the mega track or whatever. It takes like a half an hour to get through the whole entire thing. And that's what I would play a lot of times when I'm listening to a podcast or, trying to edit my own podcast. I'll listen while I play this game. So many great memories with this game. It's awesome. Trials Rising. All right, this next one's kind of a hard to find game, or it's rare you find it at your usual GameStop or whatever, but Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories. It's like a simulator where you are in a city where a disaster happened and you have to survive and use tools that you find along the way and all that. And it's based off of the original Disaster Report series. I remember playing the first one on the PlayStation 2. There were, that one was an awesome game. I tried to play this one. I kind of got bored halfway through, so it was kind of a disappointment. I was wanting that same feel that the original Disaster Report had, but I guess I need to play this, put more time into it. But anyways, there you go there. Take a look at the back. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. Now this is a game we all wanted as kids because this contains every single Ninja Turtle game from like the retro times and, all the way up through Super Nintendo, all those games. So if you ever wanted to play the classic arcade game from the Pizza Hut that you would play whenever you were a kid in the 90s, you could buy this game and play it as much as you want without using up all of your quarters. Definitely a great buy. And of course, you can't have a Nintendo system without having Mario Kart. This is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, None of the games these days really come with instruction manuals, which really kind of blows. But anyways, yeah, this is just a given. You need to have this game. Just endless fun, regardless if you're playing by yourself or with a bunch of friends. It's perfect. Now, this is a game as a kid I thought would never exist. The game based around Toad. But they did it well. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a really fun, unique kind of game. It's like a toy almost. Because you look on the back here, and it's like a puzzle game. So you could take a look around all of these little cube-like worlds and try to figure out how to get Toad from one place to another. And it's kind of hard to explain, but once you start playing, you get so addicted. And there are so many levels with this game. There's extra DLC, which I bought. There's just so much to play on this game. It's definitely worth it. And much like Mario Kart on a Nintendo system, you got to have a Super Smash Bros. Game. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, this is the Super Smash Bros. Game that everybody needs. Everybody has to have because look, everyone is here. So many fighters, so many stages, so many levels. The possibilities are absolutely endless. Yeah, it's just a given. Very good game, 10 out of 10. All right, Story of Seasons. This is an interesting one because I used to play Harvest Moon all the time as a kid. Now, the original people, developers who made Harvest Moon games, went off and did their own thing and created Story of Seasons. So the Harvest Moon games that you buy now that actually say Harvest Moon, they're made by a completely different company and team, and they all suck. So I always say anybody that loves the actual Harvest Moon games from back then, buy Story of Seasons because that is the legit one you need to buy these days. So yeah, this is definitely a very fun game that has the actual Harvest Moon roots. I spent so many hours playing this game, and it's good. But I did find myself reverting back to playing Stardew Valley quite a bit, which I don't have the physical game of Stardew Valley. I have it downloaded on my Switch, but just honorable praise. Stardew Valley is also awesome, but this is a good runner-up. All right, this is a game my brother was just dying for me to buy when it first released. And I was kind of iffy on it because this is the first Mario Party game that hit the Switch. And I was just like, yeah, I guess it could be cool because I love Mario Party. I love all the mini games and stuff. But the boards were kind of lacking. And, the mini games were fun, but the boards were really lacking. It was kind of a stale turd of a game. So, if you were to get a Mario Party game, I'd opt for the other ones. Don't get this one. This one ain't much of anything. All right, next one up, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, for the OG Mario fans out there, you may look at this game and think, oh, this is too much. He's throwing his cap. This looks dumb. I don't like it. No, you got to give this game a chance. This was the game that pretty much got me back into playing video games like full-fledged. And I thought, no, I ain't gonna like it. But I popped it in, started playing. This was one of those games I was so happy to get home and just sit down and just play again. Like, I had that craving to play video games again, like I was when I was a kid. But yeah, this is like one of the greatest Mario games ever. I would say it is basically tying with Super Mario 64. I really do think this is like a sequel to Super Mario 64, pretty much. So give this game a chance. Anybody that has a Nintendo Switch, you have to buy this game. It is perfect. All right, Wario Weare, Get It Together. I loved the Wario Weare games, but this one, it kind of fell short because, look, over 200 micro games. So that may seem like a lot, but as you just blow through so many games that take 5 seconds to play, you kind of run out quick and you find yourself just kind of bored after playing through it a couple hours. So I wouldn't recommend this one. It's okay if you need that WarioWare fix real quick, but in the long run, it's not a classic. All right, well, I got a story to tell you about this. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. So this was originally on the Wii U, and yeah, I just needed a good side-scrolling new Super Mario Brothers game, and this one did fit the bill. I like it a lot. But the one thing is nothing that goes against the game at all. But I bought this new off of GameStop.com, and how they shipped this to me was exactly like this. It was opened. I mean, you could kind of tell that the game was touched before and moved around inside. And I messaged them a bunch of different times. I'm like, I bought this brand new. I should have the glory of taking the shrink wrap off. But no, they sent it to me like this. GameStop is always good for that. And I don't mean that in a great way at all. They suck. But this is a good game otherwise. Okay, next up, we've got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? This is a very trashy bloatware kind of video game. You know, you got to just look at it as, okay, yeah, very cheap computer generated Sims from 2001 looking people on here, but you're playing it for the trivia questions, and you could get this for like $10 or maybe $5 on sale. But I remember playing the actual Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game on the internet, like when it was popping off back in the early 2000s. And I bought this to kind of relive that kind of feeling. And it does work. So if you do want to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on Switch, here you go. So next up, this is the game of 2020, Animal Crossing New Horizons. It released just a few days before lockdown, and I remember getting it day one. And yeah, as we all sat around for weeks, months at a time, we had this game to pump so many hours into, and it definitely did save us from a lot of boredom. So, yeah. Animal Crossing, if you don't know, it's like a simulator game. You move to an island, you build up the island how you want it, you craft things, you catch fish, you collect furniture, you hunt down rare furniture, you hunt bugs, you make friends, you design an island exactly how you want it. I have an arcade, I have a Domino's on my island, I have a Target on my island that I designed. The customizable things in here are endless, and it's such a good game. I haven't played it in a long time because I've pretty much done everything that you can do in the game. But still, yeah, it's a classic. Definitely recommend it. All right, here is Pokemon Sword. I really liked this game, but I didn't get too far into it. I put about 10 hours into it, and I was just like, there's so much to do in this game, and I don't have that much time. So, uh, that doesn't take away how great this game is, though. So, if you're looking for a good game, Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield, both of those games came out at the same time. It's definitely worth it. Good game. All right, next up we've got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. There's also a Let's Go Eevee, but I got the Pikachu one. And this is basically like the very first Pokemon games just reimagined in a 3D console type situation, not just from the Game Boy, which I really enjoyed. I love this game a lot. I didn't get to the end, but the quest continues, and it may continue very soon. Definitely a good game for those of us wanting that old school Game Boy Pokemon game just put onto a console with some 3D graphics. Yeah, definitely good. Speaking of throwbacks, here is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, fully remastered, reimagined for the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, this is a no-brainer. For those of you that did play Tony Hawk back in the day, you get this. It's 2 games in 1. I mean, come on. It's perfect. Definitely recommend it. I always put the game on mute and play my own music while I just play this mindlessly. And yeah, it's good for a nice Sunday afternoon play. All right, next up, Snipper Clips Plus. This is actually my brother's. He just forgot it was here. I need to give this to him, but it's better if you play with 2 people, obviously. Cut it out together. But you play as one of these, and you kind of can rotate yourself and snip here. Oh, snip me there. and then we got to fit ourselves into this shape or whatever. It's once you start playing and figure it out, it's so addicting. There are so many levels and things on here. Some of them are really hard and difficult, but once you beat it, it's such a great feeling to accomplish the game and the level. Definitely a good game. I think it's like one of the first games I did play on the Switch that came out 2017. Yeah, so it's one of the OG Nintendo Switch games. All right, we have South Park: The Fractured Butthole. And yeah, this is a South Park game we always wanted to play as kids from the Nintendo 64 era. But what did we get during the Nintendo 64 era? We've got a Turok-like style battle South Park game. This is the game we all wanted. And it was funny. I played maybe about 6 hours worth of it. And I just had other things I needed to do. But definitely a good game. Alright, I don't know why I wound up with 2 games that have Monopoly on it, but here we go. Monopoly for the Nintendo Switch. There are 3 3D boards on here. So, yeah, if you just need that fix of Monopoly, it's pretty cool. You know, you don't have to think too much. You just play it and, yep, there you go. Alright, next up, we've got the Resident Evil Triple Pack. So this has Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 on it. Now, what I think I had to do was, yeah, Resident Evil 4 was on the cartridge, but you had to download 5 and 6 when you just uploaded the cartridge in there and got it going. But, yeah, that was kind of a bummer that it ain't all on the one cartridge, but oh well. Now, this one is still sealed. I've never opened it, but this is Cooking Mama Cook Star. Now, I don't know what was going on with this game, but apparently when it first came out, it wasn't supposed to be released because it was overheating a lot of Nintendo Switches. So it was kind of banned or something. But you could find it now pretty easily, so apparently it ain't banned anymore. But I bought it during the time it was banned and just kept it sealed. But Cooking Mama is kind of like, it takes you through actual recipes where you play Cooking Mama and you cut up an eggplant and make all kinds of dishes. So yeah, you could actually learn some things playing this. Pretty educational. And now I'm to my final game, the creme de la creme, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So this has Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy all on one cartridge. So this came out in 2020, which was for Super Mario's 35th anniversary, if I am right with that. I think so. So yeah, in celebration, they put all 3 of these 3D Super Mario games on one thing for a limited time. You can't buy these anymore, so this is a limited edition thing. Still sealed. I never opened it because I actually bought a digital version that's downloaded onto my Switch that I play this on, so there was no need to open it up. But yeah, as this was a limited edition thing, I just bought it to keep it sealed because it's a nice piece of history that, hey, it's a Nintendo Switch game with Super Mario 64 on it. It's awesome. So there you guys go. That is my collection of Nintendo Switch games. Thank you guys for watching. I am DJ Glowing Ice. Peace out.